Hi, you guys. I have to say today has felt like a string of like mini towers. Some of them in just sort of the mechanics of things, and some just a degree of emotional upheaval, relationships just taking turns for the worse or kind of vanishing into thin air. And I had bad dreams like nightmares like I haven't had in years about, things where you're on the phone, you can't hear the other person, or you're in a class and you haven't studied for it, or suddenly I haven't been in school for years, but, the registrar called me and said, no, you're not even enrolled. So there's this sense of like, what am I not enrolled in? I don't know. I don't know what's going on. And these struggles with technology that would bring me to tears. And I'd think, oh, I'm cracking up, but I just don't think I'm alone. So let's see. What are these mini... It's sort of like the earthquakes before the earthquake, or... Okay, oh man. Okay, Three of Swords. Just what it looks like. Let's go a little further before I go off on... What kind of pain is this? Is it the memory of pain? Is it something happening right now? Does it involve three people? Oh my goodness, look at that. Three of Cups. I don't think this is my personal reading, but for some of you, it really might be a third part. Well, because third party can be all kinds of things. It can be somebody's career in the way. It could be a family member inserting themselves into a relationship, like butting in where they don't belong. 3 and 3 is 6. 6 in Major Arcana is Lovers. Leads me to believe it's not a family member. But it could be any really important relationship. So we have pain, and we have a card of reunion, and possibly just of a circle of affection. This is connection. This is emotional connection. Circle of affection. Pardon me for saying things in such a sort of stilted way sometimes. What's going on? Okay. Oh my goodness. Bottom of the deck. 2 of Cups. Let's just lay them out, because I think I need the larger story, please, Spirit. I'm going to get 3 more anyway. Okay. Page of Cups, Knight of Cups, and King of Wands. And here's another, Justice. Okay, and 5 of Wands. This is the Major Arcana card. It clarifies Page of Cups. It's a card of balance. It's Libra energy. It can indicate just a decision made from a fair and balanced perspective, where both parties are taken into account. The scales here indicate the relationship of this to that, this person to that person, this need to that need, where both things are considered and calibrated so that nobody gets the short end of the stick. And that's clarifying Page of Cups, which is a youthful, loving, tentative offer. It's a new feeling, and it's at least as it expresses in 3D, a fairly small gesture. It can be an apology. These fall under Three of Swords. So somebody may have said something. There may have been an argument. Somebody may be apologizing for it in an attempt to kind of make it right. An acknowledgement somehow that perhaps somebody didn't see sword energy, that the scales weren't balanced, that something wasn't fair. So on King of Wands, we have, Five of Wands. There was a conflict of some kind, a struggle, like a power struggle. Wands speak to power and purpose and direction. This is like everybody at odds. There's a lot of love here. We have Ten of Cups, Knight of Cups, Page of Cups. So somebody's maturing, they're getting to know their feelings better, and perhaps even to know, to recognize the situation that was both really quite lovely and affectionate, but also hurtful somehow. Somebody may be apologizing for that, some kind of inequity. And King of Wands, addressing this Five of Wands situation, want to do something about it. King of Wands, powerful energy, potent, sure of themselves, confident, and with a certain degree of, I know how to do this. Stepping into the fray and saying, power struggle, King of Wands is on the case. He would want to run the show. King of Wands has a little bit of arrogance, but often they're not wrong. They really are the one with the most sort of mojo and confidence and willingness to step into the fray. There may be some element of peacemaker here. A card of Libra, fairness and fairness in relationships. Tell us about the Three of Swords, please. The conflict or the hurt. Something that was said, maybe. Were there words spoken that contributed to this Five of Wands? They call them rods. Five of Wands conflict. Page of Wands. Boy, I tried to do this reading 4 times today, and there were technical problems. But a lot of these cards are repeating a lot of Wands energy in the earlier read. Okay, and this one as well. Sun, Divine Masculine, and King of Cups. That's amazing that these are coming out. Yeah. Do I need to take this one? I do. Okay, rats. I'm trying to not look at them because sometimes the bottom speaks so loudly, the story just goes, and comes pouring out. Okay, on that Three of Swords, Four of Cups. And on Ten of Cups, King of Cups. So we have the Page, the Knight, and the King of Cups. And the King is clarifying this card of absolute fulfillment and happiness. I mean, absolute. It's like the pinnacle of, for this situation. So full of love. And yet we have this kind of stupefied energy of Four of Cups. like I'm almost getting somebody got, hit with the tranquilizer dart. And, when they do that to an animal, the animal like collapses or goes into a kind of stupor. This is the stupor. It also strikes me as like the Cupid, when I say that dart, that thing, blow dart, blow gun. It's also kind of a Cupid's arrow. But it landed like this. Okay. We also have 9 of Wands, Page of Pentacles. Do these have a, yeah, okay, this goes on this? Okay. That's interesting. And this goes on here? Okay. Well, this can be I was going to say a card of choice, a decision in that sense. There's an opportunity. This person's coming in with an offer, and it's a heartfelt offer, and it's also a tangible offer. The tangible aspect is quite small, but it's full of feeling. And it may be that this can sometimes be the lesson. This person might have learned the lesson and is apologizing for something that was perhaps unfair. They're now wanting to calibrate, they're wanting to bring it back into balance again. And I'm not quite sure on the characters yet, but we do have the Sun card, a card of Leo, a fire sign, and the active principle of like, here I am, nothing's hidden, nothing up my sleeve. And this person offering happiness or wanting to head in that direction. Page energy. We have 3 pages. That's a lot of youthful, it's lovely, it's fresh, but it's all new. It's new territory. Somebody's really in new terrain. And they do have a sense of direction, and I think we're speaking about the King of Wands here. I think that the King of Wands came, there was some kind of dynamic that really wasn't working. Nobody was getting anywhere. It could even be like the father with the children or something like that. But it was this individual, perhaps a fire sign, perhaps a Leo, stepping in to take control. And it might be, we've had this again and again, but it might be this interference on the part of some group trying to direct King of Wands, do this, do that, go here, go there. Everybody with their own opinion and agenda. And King of Wands would have none of that. They know themselves. They know what they want. And I think what they want is to, show love to someone. It's a particular person. And they want to show it in a tangible way with some kind of small not signifier, but some evidence that they have learned the lesson, not the error of their ways, but like they're learning how to love. They're learning how to feel. And now they can show it. somebody showing up, some kind of face-to-face situation. I think King of Wands faced down a lot of opinionated people. It was a really chaotic energy of some sort. So somebody gets hit with the Cupid's arrows. I just like making the blow dart sound. You know. And next comes Wounded Warrior. On Three of Cups. This can be a pattern. It could be a pattern of hurt and then depression. And then reunion. Something really on again, off again. And somebody's tired of the pattern. It could be a third party. I mean, it sort of looks, it quacks like third party. Is it third party? Please tell me. Tell us. There is a new direction. Whatever it was, we're changing course. What was this interference and this perhaps third party? Somebody, okay. I mean, the third party could be this group of people butting in. Chariot. That's a card of deep feelings. Cancer energy. Forward movement. Forward movement. Toward happiness. And toward, something being brought into the light of day. If it was a third party situation, it's about to be revealed, I think. And because this is also a card of revelation, of something coming to light, the Sun card, Leo. But if so, it's emotional, it's some kind of emotional energy of two people in alignment, and the focus being put on that relationship, I think by King of Wands, by this fire sign energy person who knows what they want. And on the level of the psyche, these are big guns. Chariot, Sun. That's like, look out, baby, here I come kind of energy. But on the 3D level, it's Page. It's right at the beginning of a fairly long and important emotional evolution. And we have that here in Page of Cups, Knight of Cups, King of Cups. Emotional evolution. Where the feelings grow and they're more easily expressed. But it's sort of a bit of a... Tell us about all this Page energy, particularly the Page of Pentacles. Is that the lesson? The evidence of love? Somebody willing to put in effort, but maybe not a lot at first. There's a Hangman. This is it can be a card of sacrifice, like putting one's own feelings on hold. This one is up tied to the tree, can't move right now. Sacrificing their feelings or the need to immediately express them. And now they're expressing them, but a little show. You know, I'm coming in. My intention is to love on you, and I've got deep feelings that have come partly from seeing it from your perspective. Whoever else is in this triad, this threesome, it was an awkward situation. And somebody, I think, really wanted to take control of it because there was a lot at stake. This could be a Pisces, or a Cancer. There's a lot of water energy, and whatever's going on here, and it's not clear to me exactly what. A lot of love and a movement forward on the path toward, movement forward, again, echoed in Chariot. Major arcana in the realm of feelings, and movement forward into the light of day. And that's some kind of thing on the part of the action taker, the divine masculine. This would be this energy. Could be a same-sex couple. We have 2 kings on the board. Yeah, it could. It could be a breakup, 3 of Swords, that's being actually put through the court system. Tell us about Hangman, please. Card of sacrifice, or just seeing it from the other people's point of view. And until we get that new perspective, can't move. Okay, we have 2. Well, coming out of that upside down suspension place to communicate. Somebody considered their feelings and now has something to say about it. And it could be like a fiery back and forth. Not, I don't think, angry, just, if there's been this kind of suspension in being able to talk about feelings, rapid fire communication coming in. And this little concrete offer, Strength card, another card of Leo, overcoming the obstacle. And I think perhaps the obstacle was, how do we get this into 3D? Do we have the strength to actually make this happen? Because clearly there's been some trouble. And maybe trouble that wasn't talked about, a failure to communicate. Swords speak to communication. Strength. I think really the King of Cups person, this water energy person who is steeped in feelings that are so overwhelming, they're not, they shy away from showing them a little bit. They feel so vulnerable. They have a wounded warrior energy because they got the blow darts in their heart of hearts. And they're wounded. And yet they're still very interested in this connection. It may have been something where it started out as friendship and then it kind of morphed. Didn't we have a 2 of Cups somewhere? Well, High Priestess. Somebody's really being guided by their intuition. And wands are very much an intuitive energy. This is a card of divine feminine as well, of the moon cycles, of phases of things. You know, perhaps moments of high intuition that wax and wane like the moon does. I mean, I don't know about you, but, you know, my intuition seems to come that way. Almost like a radio signal. In many depictions, High Priestess has these moon scoops on each ear. You know, a crescent moon on each ear, like a satellite disc. I don't know if any of you are old enough to remember those, but they used to be big receivers. She's reading a vibe. She may recognize that this person is working up to something. And I say she, you know, it's that energy of the divine feminine. She may sense that they're summoning their courage to do something. And they have really good motives, loving motives. And I don't see a scoundrel anywhere in this, but I do see conflict and hurt and depression. And somebody's feeling apologetic about it. Okay, one more on strength, High Priestess. It's also the strong, courageous, intuition to open yourself up to, you know, the vibrational field can require courage. You know, you learn things there. And you can feel, be very affected by this kind of the friction, the static of that. I really do think this person summoned their courage to step into some situation and say, really, enough of that. I'm interested in giving this love offer. Ace of Cups. An Empress. Divine Feminine again. I think somebody wants to offer love to the Empress, and the Empress is all about love. It's a nurturing energy ruled by Venus. Divine Feminine, you know, the energy that and I don't want to keep saying energy because that sounds sort of phony, but it's a compassionate, you know, I would like to offer this. And it might be Empress offering her love. She does it, though, by radiating it. It's not like she, okay, here we go, trouble in River City. We have Seven of Swords. There's some kind of sneaky business in terms of this energy. This can be like escapism, somebody cut out without explaining themselves. Queen of Cups. We have a match on the board. King and Queen of Cups. Somebody cut out on somebody who really loved them. A Queen of Cups who really loved them. There's a lot of love here. Tell me about the Seven of Swords, please. I even think the Queen of Cups may have forgiveness and compassion for whoever hurt her. Knight of Pentacles. I think this person who cut out, who left without saying anything, sword energy, is slowly wanting to work their way back into the good graces and the love of this loving woman. And I think that the breakdown was in communication. You know, sword energy, 7 of Swords, 3 of Swords. And I think that other people who weren't properly involved, King of Wands, this fire person, just pushed them out of the way. Like, step back. This isn't your business. This is between us. Me and my Empress. We're going to get one more on strength, please. The strength of intuition, the courage to be moved intuitively, to be open to other people's energies. There's been confusion for sure. More Cups energy. Overcoming confusion. Principally by a slightly passive, intuitive, like High Priestess rather, wouldn't talk about it. If she's figured something out, you know, she allows for the other person to discover it for themselves, to figure out what they feel. You know, to figure out what they feel. Star card. You know, all this lousy sword energy, well, all 7 of Swords, 3 of Swords, those are pretty harsh. Now, Aquarian energy, the healing comes. I think some kind of communication, finally the flow comes back. This person comes out of suspension. You know, and what they've discovered when they've looked at it both ways, I looked at life from both sides now, that they really love each other. I think this is a King and Queen of Cups. And I don't think there was a third party as in another lover. I think there was some kind of interference, and maybe a pattern of interference that just was exhausting. And it messed with King and Queen of Cups, you know, ability just to have a friendship. May have started out as a friendship. Something went off the rails, I think because other people butted in. But there's such healing, and there's so much love. There was a time, though, of real confusion and self-deception. It's almost like making excuses. I was confused, and this person may have been legitimately confused, but it slowed everything down. It's like everything went into slow motion. Knight of Pentacles. And Queen of Cups basically just kept on loving. Loving herself, loving her friends, loving her family. Maybe overgiving. She may have at some point had to have pulled back into self-love. And Empress she's about taking care of and nurturing other people, but she's also very much has to feed herself the same thing. because she gives it out. She's got to bring on the self-love and the self-care. But we have we have a lot of really positive emotional energy. King of Cups, Queen of Cups, Three of Cups, Ace of Cups, Empress. Divine Masculine, Divine Feminine. And I think Divine Masculine very much taking action. Leo energy, King of Wands energy. I think to make it right. In Sword energy again, this Three of Swords being, somehow addressed and amends were made. Small but sincere. Maybe a little too small. So they're coming in again with a little bit more. A lot of love here. And confusion about love and the need to look at it from the other guy's point of view. Heal the hurt. And together, right? Together, finding their way out of this depression caused by, Cupid's arrows. I mean, part of love is just, yay, it's love, it makes me feel great. Well, this is often a stage 2, or even a something that reoccurs. But the Ace of Cups is right here. And it might be too that this person who was hurt and depressed, their friends rallied around to support them, acknowledging, yeah, you're wounded. You'll get back on your feet. There's a big offer here on the part of King of Cups. Wants to give it all now. And maybe in order not to overwhelm the other person, to titrate up to it, work up to showing all their feelings. And I, for some reason, get, this could be kind of hot on the heels of somebody's divorce. They're coming out of this, sort of this stupor of having been hurt and having the knowledge, sword energy, that they hurt somebody else. Things will come to light, come to clarity, out of this, I don't get it, I don't know what I feel, I don't know what's going on. Into clarity, emotional clarity, Chariot, Sun. And the intuition just growing to the point where somebody knows what to say. They don't want to make a mistake. They don't want to misspeak. So they're really choosing their words carefully and perhaps even rehearsing them. I don't want to do it the same way, the same old pattern. Yeah. Love abounds. Love endures. I don't mean do this, I mean do this. It's like shifting the perspective from a thumbs down situation to maybe a, we can do this. We have the courage, we have the fortitude, and we have the love. Let's do it. Let's do it. I just get the feeling, though, that it'll take time to recalibrate that Libra energy card, the relationship. So that something needs to really be worked out in terms of how these people talk to each other. No more dissembling, Seven of Swords. No more weaponizing words, Three of Swords. I think the conclusion is, let's be together. There's an opportunity for that anyway. And self-love is key. Who's going to heal us? We heal ourselves. I'll see you next time.